Good morning or good evening, beautiful souls. Welcome to December. It is now December. It's crazy. And as I was kind of reflecting on my own life and what I'm kind of going through currently, and I was about to start the video, and I was just hearing that December is a month of cleansing. If you're tuned into any kind of the energetic readings, any number of energetic readings for this month, a lot of them are saying that this month is like a slower month. It's going to be like a slowing down and then a ramping up. At least the videos that I have watched have been about that, both astrologically, and I found that lately it's been a lot about emotional cleansing, like allowing myself to feel certain things, but also certain things are coming up for me in my own life physically where I'm like, okay, I want to change my diet, I want to change the way that I eat. So I've been implementing more vegetables, and I've kind of been battling between, do I want to do vegetarian or do I want to do vegan? And I've kind of noticed how for a while I've kind of been ignoring my body in terms of just how I feel about certain things. So like, for example, meat has grossed me out. Various types of meat have been grossing me out for at least a month and a half, if not more. Certain things like eggs have grossed me out for a while, for several months, and it's like slowly but surely I've noticed these things and I've been aware of them, but I haven't done anything about it. And now, like, entering into this month, it's like, okay, now I'm actually gonna take control of what I'm eating. I do kind of still fluctuate. Like, I got some fruit juices that probably have a lot of sugar. I did get some orange juice, which I'm gonna drink probably tomorrow, and I don't know, I've just had like more of an awareness about my skincare, more awareness about like personal hygiene overall, and like my nails and different things are kind of coming up for me in terms of becoming more aware. And so in that spirit, it feels like December is a cleansing month. It's kind of like a month of coming into yourself and coming into an awareness of who you truly are and what you truly desire. Numerologically, December is like a 1 month, so it definitely makes sense to have more focus on self and just to have a greater, like I said, a greater awareness of what makes you tick in a way, a greater awareness of what you feel that you need. Like, if you've been ignoring a lot of things that have been coming up for you, this month is the month to kind of come back to it and really take a look at it. And you know, if there are people that have been coming up for you and that you don't want to spend that much time, or you do want to spend more time with them, then now is the time to introduce them back into your life, right? Or to remove them from your life. So I really want you to be aware of what it is that your guides, your angels, yourself, your higher self have been telling you about whatever it may be that you've been kind of ignoring or putting off, that you can now start focusing on and being definitely more intentional about it. Yeah. Also, something that has come up for me is just like, in terms of finding my tribe and finding my community, even where I am right now, even though I will be traveling around in a bit, just joining into like community events, joining into groups that really reflect who I am. And it's been a little shaky for me to do that lately, but at the same time I see more value in doing it. So that's something that I'm challenging myself to do this month, as well as eating healthier and everything. So kind of look at like mind, body, and spirit and see where you need to implement some change and do some things differently, especially before we enter into 2024. I think a lot of us tend to like say, oh, I'll start this in January, or I'll start this at the end of the year. And it's like, no, if you're aware of it right now, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to make a change and do something about it, rather than waiting another month and then, you're probably either, if you don't have a strong why, you're probably going to lose motivation, you're probably going to get distracted, you're probably going to forget about it altogether. So if things are coming up for you, I definitely want to encourage you to take a moment to journal and write down those things. Especially take some time to meditate and sit with yourself and just see what comes to the surface for you. Write those things down and then form your goals around that. So once again, cleansing energy, and I got ginger, which I love ginger. So it's manifesting, personal power, retribution. Ginger as well is a great cleansing herb as well to put into your water, put into your tea. I personally love like ginger ales and like just ginger in general. It's so strong. It clears your sinuses, it clears your body, it just like sharpens your senses. So ginger will be something really important for including in your practice, or including in your meals, in your diet, and with the intention of manifesting, taking back your personal power and the sense of retribution. Using all those intentions while you're consuming it as well to kind of direct your magic. Then we have dandelion, resilience, transformation, and wishes. Of course, everyone knows dandelion for wishes and making wishes, but again, that's it. There's energy of like, we think of it as a weed, but it just tends to grow in spite of anything that's going on around it. Also transformation, the way it transformed from this yellow flower to the white little, thing that you blow. So even including that, dandelion leaf tea or root tea. And then lastly, we have lemon verbena, inner child, celebration, and open-mindedness. So these might all be themes or herbs or whatever it may be that are important for you in this time that you might want to include. Once again, ginger, dandelion, and lemon verbena, open-mindedness, celebration. Especially in this month, take time to nurture your inner child. Not simply because of, the holidays and the Christmas spirit and everything that's connected to it, but also just like allow yourself to enjoy this month. Enjoyment doesn't have to be expensive unless it's something that you actually need to pay for, but finding joy in the little moments, finding peace in the little moments, and allowing yourself to find joy in spite of everything that's happening is dandelion spirit, right? So I don't know who this is for. I'm obviously in a very like meditative moment trance right now, so I'm definitely coming off a lot more mellow than I usually come off this mellow, but yeah, it's just this energy of cleansing, restarting, refocusing, coming into a place of like changing your perspective, changing your focus, shifting. And even for me in this moment of like meditating and kind of thinking, I'm like, I don't allow myself enough time to meditate. I don't allow myself enough time as of late, especially to just sit still. And that's something that has come up this week, actually, in a little mini argument with my friend. It's just like, because I'm not allowing myself to slow down and take the time, I am sacrificing a lot of moments where I could be more supportive, or I could be more aware, I could be more present when I'm not being that. Like, it's like for such a long time since making the big move in my life, I was so still for such a long time that it just I felt impatient with it. And now that I'm in a space of moving again, and I'm trying to do it to the same capacity of what I used to do it's like my body no longer wants that, right? I no longer want to just deplete my energy to the point of not having any energy left, which is what I used to do. I would just work until I had no more energy, and then I would be running on empty and doing the same thing over and over again, past depletion to the point of being like mentally, emotionally, physically numb. And now here I am in this new space trying to do the same thing again, and it's like, no. Like, we can't maintain this. So I find myself getting tired. I find my body getting tired, and my mind, like, something as simple as today. So I do Instacart orders, and I've been able to see a lot of people today and interact with customers and even bring things into people's houses, and that was nice. That was very nourishing. But I got to a point where I was going to the same store. It was like multiple batches, or like three batches total, but like multiple orders within each batch. And I was just like, after I delivered that last order, I was just like, the next order that came up, which was pretty sizable, it was a pretty like good price, but I was just like, I can't. I don't want to go back like 4 times in the same store. And the old me would have been like, it's money though, like why would I sacrifice that just for the sake of how I feel? But I'm so much more in tune now with how my body feels and how my body is reacting, and what my mind needs as well. Like, I was listening to a podcast all day, some of the old episodes that I hadn't listened to, and it's really funny. It's distractible with Markiplier, and it makes me laugh, but like, probably like halfway through the day, I just felt kind of empty, because I was like, I really wish there was a spiritual podcast I can listen to where I'm getting information and gaining knowledge. So if you guys know of any podcasts like that, like, I love Hindsight as well, but if you guys know of any podcast that it's like spiritual learning, not necessarily like preaching, but like teaching, definitely link it down below for me, because that's what my mind and my body craves right now. Or I should say, my mind and my spirit are craving that. My body is craving rest. And I recently introduced like cannabis into my herbal blends that I already have, and so that definitely leans into the sleepiness. But I tend to do it before I go to bed anyway, so. But it definitely has helped me to slow down a lot more, which is interesting. It's just like, for me personally, this week has been about slowing down, and I've literally seen that, and I'm just like, so if that's a theme that's coming up for you as well, definitely acknowledge it, definitely implement it into your life, and do what you need to do so. But yeah, like, just being aware of whatever you might be dealing with that you might be ignoring. Like, what are you ignoring? What are you kind of not letting through? Especially if you're in like a working situation where you're working day after day. Like, pay attention to the signals that your body is giving you and your mind is giving you. If you need to rest, I know we live in a society where it's like impossible to get like a sick day or vacation days. It's terrible. But if you need rest, honor your body in doing that. Honor yourself in doing that. It's not simply about being lazy. I got to a place where I was just convinced that just sitting down was laziness. And that's such a dangerous place to be, because it's like you begin to ignore your body just for the sake of looking busy, and it's so unsafe, because it's like you're just driving your body and yourself into a deeper level of exhaustion. Like, I quit my job at the end of October, and I traveled for a solid week straight from the east coast of the US all the way to the west coast. Did it in about a week. At first I was gonna take like little stops here and there and like do it slowly and leisurely, and it just felt like I needed to be here. Drove here, and literally for 3 weeks out of November, I just could not do anything. I had no energy. I was always sleepy, and my friend E reminded me, or was really just telling me, like, it is a time of healing. Like, you were literally going through like 4 plus 5 years of healing in this time, and now I'm in this space where I'm like going a little bit more, like I'm working again, but it's like I still get drained and I still get tired, but now it's like I'm in a healthier space where I recognize that tiredness and I honor it. Like yesterday, I took an entire day off. I did nothing the whole day, and I was kind of guilty for it, but I was like, if that's what my body needs, that's what my body needs. And I have to trust that everything that I am guided to do, like getting cannabis, that's been on my mind for a while, but, you know, getting that and then having a whole day where I was just mellowed out and I just rested, it was good. It was what I needed. So, like, tomorrow is meant to be my kind of day off as well. It's the day that I've selected to have off for myself. So I am still gonna honor that. Even though I had a day off yesterday, I have to have boundaries with myself to be like, okay, sure, I had a day off yesterday, but I have appointed for myself, tomorrow's my day off. No compromise. So when you can get to that space, again, regardless of what it is for you, where you can say, I am not compromising on this thing because this is important to me, that's when you know, like, you've done it. You know, like, that's when it's just like you listen to yourself, you honor yourself, and I feel like the downloads that you get are that much more kind of like immediate, but also like you're just becoming more and more in tune with yourself. So I was planning on shuffling some cards and doing like a reading, but I think the message has come out. Like, for someone here, it could be and in my cannabis deck you have Hermetic, which is create. So again, it's this energy of like allowing yourself to just be, but also honoring yourself. This is really about honoring yourself. And yes, I started off with the cleansing energy, and like circling back, it's this energy of like cleansing and becoming clearer and becoming more aware, but it's also like honoring who you are, as with my other video that I posted, honoring who you are, being grateful for who you are, but also honoring what your body needs, honoring what your mind needs. In terms of responding to my mind, that I've just felt kind of like deprived of knowledge. I feel like I've been on Instagram and YouTube Shorts, and it's like all those content, and some of it, especially my Instagram feed, I love my Instagram feed, it's so, but like sometimes it gets to be too much, and it's like right now I downloaded a book, Sacred Geometry, from In Focus, and I have a whole bunch of books from them. Some I might have to reread a little bit, but it's like my mind wants to learn right now. I want to be able to take in content that is nourishing to my mind, so therefore I honor myself by doing that. Spiritually, I feel the need to meditate more and to slow down and to be present. Therefore, you know, I stop work or I stop what I'm doing and just take time to sit still, especially in the sunlight. I love my sunlight, and just be. And in terms of my body, wanting to eat healthier, being decisive and being clear that I'm going to implement more vegetables in my diet, you know, all these things. Just honor each part of yourself, each aspect of yourself, and see how much better and how much clearer you become. And one thing that is coming up for me right now to say is that don't try to do too many things at once. So sure, you may have different aspects that you're working on simultaneously, but don't give yourself so many goals that you get overwhelmed. Give yourself actionable steps and actionable things to do each day that will bring you closer to where you want to be, but don't overwhelm yourself with like, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds by the end of December. Okay, I'm going to lose, like, break it up, you know? I'm gonna lose 5 pounds per week. That's also a lot. Don't do that. But like implementing a healthier diet, saying, okay, when I wake up, I'm gonna drink some lemon water. And then when I go to sleep, I'm gonna drink some lemon water, and I'm going to intermittent fast so that I can eat in the middle of the day, or I might eat at the end of the day every single day for a week. And just doing something that is sizable, like not large, but it's like you can take little bites of it. You can do the little things to create a better future for yourself, create a better reality for yourself, tapping into your higher self and where your higher self is. Every time I feel disconnected from myself and feeling like I'm not going anywhere, like I don't have a purpose, I do kind of sit and meditate and think upon what my higher self looks like, what she's doing, how she's feeling, and that allows me to really connect with my goals a little bit more. But if I'm feeling like repressed emotionally or internally, I look at my inner child and I'm like, okay, how am I neglecting my inner child? For me, I'm a very visual person, so it's easier for me to do these things and visualize. But you know, if it's for you that you have to journal it out or like think about it or have a little conversation with yourself, a lot of things come out for me when I do that. And yeah, all these things are coming out for a reason, so I have to believe that it's going to help someone. Thank you guys for watching again. The 3 cards that I did manage to shuffle once again were the herbal cards. They are all linked below. So we have lemon verbena, we have dandelion, and we have ginger. So if you want to make a tea out of these or implement them in your diet, definitely do so. This is a tea magic deck. And if you want to book with me, you can find that down below in the description bar. But it's also sunflowernay.com. I do pre-recorded and live readings. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading.